Hey everyone, NWA Prepper here. We have a special guest next to me today, my wonderful bride. She's too beautiful to put on camera today. It would overwhelm you. What? Anyway, so today I want to talk to you about encouraging others even if it's not your thing. An example of that is, I am a medical guy. To me, the most important part of anything has to do with having medical supplies and having the skills, information, and the stuff that I need to take care of people physically. So for me, that's the first thing that I think about. I am far from the most popular one in my group because everyone has their own specialty, from animal husbandry to communications to food preps. That guy's going to be an organ donor. Anyway, but something that's important is, just because you are not the mechanic of the group, and so you don't understand the importance of all that, or why the emphasis on things for them, you still need to encourage them. You still need to be willing to learn from them and let them show you and teach you and share, and take their feelings and their concerns to heart as well. Just because you're not the medical person doesn't mean that medical doesn't matter. Or in this current situation, I just got off the phone with my comms guy, and our comms guy, and he's trying to connect with other groups, which is a wonderful, very, very, very important thing. It should be more important and higher on the priority list for me and everyone in our group. Not to mention the fact that he's trying to reach out and be able to connect with other groups, which is equally important. We can all agree that communication between groups is important. I forgot to follow up. They sent me a request to reach out to a group that I knew, and I sent it out, but I didn't follow up when I didn't get an immediate answer. And so I let him down. And then when I followed up with that second group, in seconds, I had an answer. So had I followed up again, because they probably missed my first message, I had communicated again to find out who their radio guy is, then it would have been better and more encouraging to my comms guy. Every area that someone has passion about is important, and they're equally important. I'd like to tell you that, without Band-Aids, nothing else matters. Well, that's not the case. You have to be safe. You have to have security. You have to have food. You have to have hygiene. You have to have communications. You have to have maintenance. You have to have all of those things, or you're not going to be safe and healthy in an emergency. Encourage those in your group, and be patient if you're the person that feels on the fringe, because we all feel that way at one time or another. Probably the only guy in the prepper community that feels like that the least is the gun guy, because guns are cool. I'd be lying if I said anything different. My wife probably has a grin on her face. Firearms are fun. That's why they start with an F. It's not the most important thing all the time, but there are times that it's the most important. Just like everything else in its time is the most important. So encourage each other, have understanding when people don't quite see eye to eye about it, and have a good quality discussion. Listen to what other people have to say. Share what you have to say and your thoughts and concerns. And make time. You know, the best way to do things, in my opinion, is to schedule time for everything. To make a rotation where this month we start with medical because, you know, I'm making the list. And next month we're going to do communications. And the next month we're going to do security. And make that list. And then if your group decides the top 2-3 things, well, you need to hit those a little more common, a little more regular. But they all need practice and they all need attention. Whether it's your, you know, cup of tea or not, we need those other people in our lives. We need them in our groups, and we need to foster those relationships and those skills. Because if we don't practice them, you might as well not have them. All the cool toys in the world don't mean anything if you don't know how to use them. Get trained, get together, lift each other up, encourage each other's interests, take an effort in learning what they have to share, and you may find something that you really enjoy. Either way, it'll be good for your group and good for you personally. Let's get ready.